And so we were talking about this process, and we were talking about who would we get to run. And someone said, what about you? And I said, not me. I'm an advocate. They said, yes, you can be an advocate in that seat. In fact, that's what we need, someone who will advocate for the people. I'm a servant. Yes, you can be a servant in that seat because that's what someone needs, but as well as you've been a leader. And I said, okay, let me pray about it. And I was sure the Lord would tell me no because I'm a pastor and I'm a presiding elder and I am involved with so many different things. But the Lord fooled me. And he didn't tell me no, he told me yes. And so I said to the Lord, but Lord, I'm too busy. And the Lord said, I never called anyone who wasn't busy. Everybody I called was busy. He said, each time I've called you, you were busy. Now, I have to be honest, y'all, and sometimes I was busy doing the wrong things, but yet and still, I was busy. And so I was busy when I was a young man, and I offered myself to my country to serve. In 1980, I went into the Army National Guard and became a medic, and I served. And then within 2 years, I was promoted to second lieutenant, and I began to sharpen my leadership skills. And then I began to serve in different capacities, having a lot of different jobs at the same time and learning how to be effective in them. And I was achieving rank of captain, served as a communication staff officer, served as two terms or two assignments as a battery commander. But at one point, the Lord called me from leading those into military service to leading those in ministry. And so, but doing both of those transitions, I still served as a parent, served as a spouse. And let me just pause right now and have y'all look towards the back. And to my wife, my sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, it feels like the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, Reverend Donna Butler. And we've been serving for so long together. It'll be, in February, it'll be 30 years. And one of the things that we both learned is that God has called us to serve, God has called us to lead, God has called us to be an advocate. So that's what we pledged to be, and in this particular time, that's what I think we need. And so I will continue to serve. I served as a social worker and in a rural North Carolina county, and that's where I found out that poverty knew no race, poverty knew no geographical location. But I did see that those who were disenfranchised and those people of color were they was affected more than others were affected. As well as I worked as an advocate for 9 years for the state of North Carolina for long-term care. Worked with government from the national, federal government through the state at the local county level. And so I'm familiar with working with government policies, government programs. But one of the things that I'm convinced of is that we have to have someone who's going to put people before policies and put people before profits. We have to be people-centered, and that's one of the things that drew me first to this 2017 City Council movement, and that's what continues to motivate me to offer myself for this position. My team has told me, don't talk too long, don't talk too much. And so I'm going to try to bring it on to a close. I do want to say that I'm offering myself for this position. But in order for me to get this position, I need you and others to do one thing, and that is vote. And so we need to talk to our family and our friends and our neighbors and those we come in contact with and have them to vote. And while you're talking to them about voting, so many times people say, I don't know who to vote for. Well, in District 6, tell them to vote for me. And if you need information, you can go to the website. We're putting information on the website as we speak. It's not live right now, but hopefully it'll be live in the next 48 hours. But you can look for it. You can Google me, and you'll see that you'll be electing, and they'll be electing someone who's been doing something. And then lastly, I would say that I need your prayers. I need your prayers. And I do want you to remember that whoever gets this office, we have to hold that individual accountable. We have to make sure that in our holding that individual accountable, we also support them by getting involved. I said today that I am a servant, a leader, and an advocate. I believe that we have to have citizen engagement. In order for government to work for the people, it has to be by the people. When someone does something for you, they end up doing something to you. So if it's going to be for us, it has to be by us, and we do that by getting involved. I have ideas that I will share in depth. Tonight I will just share two. One of them is that attend as much as you can public meetings, including city council meetings. And the second thing is, if you can, offer yourself to serve on boards and commissions, because that's where the real work is being done. Secondly, I believe in neighborhood enrichment. There's a lot of things going on in neighborhoods that are not blessing neighborhoods, that are not benefiting neighborhoods. And we have to make sure that if something's going to happen in our neighborhood, that we have some say-so in what it is, and that it's going to benefit our neighborhood. That's so important, because neighborhoods make up communities, and communities make up the city. And thirdly, we have to look at economic development. It grieves me when I look at some of our history. As you go through back, as you enter one of the rooms, on one side of the room you have a picture of what looks much like what the area near the Coliseum looks like right now. You're familiar with what the Coliseum looks like right now. On one side of the room you have that. And on the other side of the room you have what that community looked like 30 or 40 years ago. And you see a thriving community then, and you don't see one over there now. And if we're not careful, that will happen to other communities that have poor, disenfranchised people of color. So we have something to do, and I'm offering myself to help do it. I will be a servant, I will be a leader, I will be an advocate, but I can't be it by myself. So I'm asking for your vote, and after I'm elected, I'm still gonna want your support. All right? All right?